Good morning, Minister Grace Fu, Chairman Andrew Q, and all distinguished participants of Asian Clean Energy Summit 2020. Thank you for the Sustainable Energy Association of Singapore and the rest of the organizing team for inviting me to this wonderful conference and to share Google's third decade of climate action, 24/7 carbon-free energy by 2030. My name is Leo Wirawan. I have the pleasure to lead the energy strategy effort for the Google in Asia-Pacific region. I'm going to talk more in detail about our 24/7 target, what it means, how we will achieve it, but most importantly, how can we collaborate together? To this end, let me begin with one statement. We envision a future which energy consumers everywhere have access to affordable 24/7 carbon-free energy. Firstly, I would like to quickly demonstrate as to why we care so much about the energy. We are a large energy user, and as you can see, as the demand for Google services has grown, so too our consumption of electricity. In 2019, total Alphabet global electricity use was slightly over 12 terawatt hours. We hit our 100% renewable energy goal in 2017. We have done it again every year since, even as our electricity demand grew significantly, more than 20% in the last few years. So where is the electricity being used at Google? All of our services run on data centers. Listed here are our hyperscale data centers, which is distributed around the world. We have over 20 hyperscale data centers globally. Most are in operation, while some are still under construction. In Asia, we are proud to call Singapore home. We also exist in Taiwan. Both are in multiple locations and buildings. In addition, in 2019, Google acquired land in Chiba New Town in Japan and will be our future data center operation. For the benefit of participants who might not be familiar with data centers, allow me to have a sneak peek of what is it like inside the buildings. This is aisle upon servers. This is where all the services from Google runs, and our energy directly powering these servers. This, by the way, shot using a street view of our services from the Google Maps. Let's come back to the premise of today. 100% RE does not fundamentally solve the problem. This is the snapshot of supply and demand for one of our data centers in the US. At times, we still rely on electricity provided by carbon-based resources at many of our data center sites. To meet the challenge presented by the climate change, we must ensure that our electricity supply is always carbon-free in every hour of the day, everywhere. Hence, this is the premise. By 2030, we intend to source carbon-free energy for Google operation in all places at all times, which is the commitment mentioned by our CEO, Mr. Sundar Pichai, on September 14. We remain passionate by the fact that we are the first major company that set out to do this. We aim to be the first to achieve it, but at the same time, we realize this is our biggest sustainability moonshot yet, with enormous practical and technical complexity. So how do we plan to do this? We have developed three-pronged strategy to get there. First, we will continue to pursue transactions for our carbon-free electricity on each grid that we operate, including new combination of technologies and significant focus on the storage. Second, we will work to accelerate deployment of next-generation clean energy technologies, as well as develop our own technologies, leveraging strengths in artificial intelligence and machine learning to better match clean energy supply and demand. And last, we would like to advocate for smart policies that accelerate the decarbonization of electricity grid around the world. Let's jump into one and start closest to our home in Singapore. In early 2020, Google signed an agreement with both Sembcorp Power and Sembcorp Solar for supply of the solar energy from surplus energy generated from public housing. One of the more important is that the solar power is directly integrated with our existing power supply. We hope this deal is a positive first step towards making renewable energy more widely accessible for all Singaporeans. Let's come back to our topic. Our experience shows that by pairing different kinds of carbon-free energy technologies, we can achieve a progress towards our goal. This slide shows carbon-free energy content of the grid for one of our data centers in Chile, South America. The graph from left to right is every day within 1 year period. Top to bottom illustrate every hour in 24-hour period. Without any transactions, the carbon-free content of our electricity consumption is at 42%. As part of our efforts to match 100% of our annual consumption globally, we signed 80 megawatt power purchase agreement, PPA, in 2015. This took the hourly CFE to 63%. As you can see, the green portion has increased considerably, especially around the noon period. But as you can see, there were still major gaps, especially in the evening. What we have done is we have also added 80 megawatts wind and another 35 megawatt solar into the mix. This project that we will take the site into 96% carbon-free energy throughout the day. Secondly, we are passionate about driving technology innovation. We know that to reach the new target, we need to make advancement in the technology. For example, optimize existing clean energy production technologies, develop smart solutions for managing electricity demand, and help accelerate commercialization of next generation resources. Let me give examples on how we intend to do that. First, optimizing the existing renewable generation. Since 2018, Google has been applying machine learning to better predict and optimize the output of energy of some of our wind farms. The early results suggest that we, and hopefully others, can use these algorithms to make wind more predictable and hence useful. This particular modeling is done using the neural network system of part of our machine learning. We are also developing our own technology to improve the performance of clean energy technologies and also to better match our electricity demand and carbon-free energy supply. In April 2020, we announced a first-of-its-kind system that shift flexible tasks at our data centers to better align with carbon-free hours on the grid. We've been able to do this without incurring new hardware costs or impacting performance to our users, which we hope means that the systems like this can find a broad applicability for many companies and industries. Our next step is to create ability to shift jobs from one data center location to the others. Finally, we will look at technologies beyond wind and solar. Through our activities, we will seek to advance all carbon-free energy technologies and help them make more widely available. Let's move to the last slide. Advancing public technology, public policy, I'm sorry. Our goal here is not only to reach 24/7 for Google, but also to help more rapidly transforming electricity grids to be carbon-free. To do that, we would advocate policies that promote greater decarbonization. In particular, we will look to advance public policy on rapidly developing and deploying clean energy technologies, create and design markets to advance carbon-free energy, and also empower energy customers. Let me give one example in Asia-Pacific region. At the end of 2018, we signed a long-term agreement to purchase the output of 10 megawatt solar power as part of the largest solar farm in Tainan City, Taiwan. It will be located roughly 100 kilometers south of our Changhua data center and connected to the same regional grid. This deal was made possible by discussions between Google, industry stakeholders, and the Taiwanese government, which amended the country's Electricity Act to allow non-utilities companies to directly buy renewable energy and decrease their carbon footprints. We are happy to learn that since then, other corporate PPA has been signed in Taiwan, particularly as a result of this amendment. And this is something that we hope to replicate in other countries where such system is not yet available. Our desire for a more consumer-focused energy stems in large of our own needs. But our perspective and vision extend beyond the walls of Google, and we strongly believe this can benefit all types of customers, from residential, small business, to other large companies. We envision a future in which energy consumers everywhere have access to affordable 24/7 carbon-free energy. We would like to collaborate with all stakeholders, including the ACES conference participants today. Looking forward for the collaboration. Thank you.